I noticed I did a little research. I hope you don't mind on IMDb to kind of get a feel for what you've done. And I noticed your earlier project on Janet King had some Wentworth people on there, Susie Porter
Yeah.
and uh, and who else? Marta Dusseldorp and Leah Purcell. Did you know them? Did you talk to them during that time? I know you were a lot younger, and did you talk to them about that experience on Wentworth when you saw them?
Yeah, yeah, that's a great question. So me and Leah, I didn't meet Leah on Janet King, but Susie and Marta I very much met. And um I was like really close to them on Janet King. They kind of like both took me under their wing because I was so little. And then I ended up doing in between Janet King and Wentworth, I did a play and a film with Marta
Wow.
where I played her daughter and her daughter-in-law. And then with Susie, we just stayed really good friends. We were like walking all through lockdown and we were just like always had a really beautiful friendship. And then when I got cast in Wentworth, Susie was like, fuck yeah. And we were
Yeah.
so naughty on set together. We were so naughty. Like just fucking, we just mucked around so much and
She seems
always
like
got,
she'd be that kind of person.
yeah, she's so cheeky, man. And we just were so like, there was just one scene, can't remember what episode it's in, but all we had to do was walk past each other and look at each other with like a kind of, I hate you look, and then keep walking. And every single time, because we were just in such a stupid mood, we would look and be like, and just start like pissing ourselves laughing to the point where it took us 40 minutes to shoot this one scene. I had to pick a point on the wall and look at that because I couldn't look at Susie's face because it would make me laugh.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, and then in the end, when you watch it back and you see both of our faces, you see the corners of our lips turn up because we're trying not to laugh. She's
And then
just like
Marta ends up killing your character on
killing
Wednesday.
me. I
I
know.
want
I
to get
know.
revenge on her in a future movie.
I know. Well, I feel like, Lou and Mari avenged it for me. They did my dirty work.
What was that? I still to this day didn't understand that device that choked you. There's been a
Oh,
lot
a
of
garrote.
debate on that. What's it called?
It's garroting. It's called a
Garrote.
garrote.
Okay.
And so you like twist a spoon. They do it in prison a lot. You twist a spoon and it tightens a rope or a sheet around
Wow.
your neck and it kind of just slowly chokes you.
You must have been devastated when you found out you were only going to be in 11 episodes. I was hoping you would go to the end. Was it hard to keep that secret? Was it how
Yeah,
intense
well, I knew from my audition, I knew
you
that I
did?
was, yeah, they told me
You
straight
knew
away.
you applied for that role. You didn't apply for a bunch of other roles or try out.
No, so there was originally they were gonna see me for Judy,
Oh, Judy
for Vic's
Bryant,
role.
Tara.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I I remember saying to my agent, like, only because I heard a friend talking, being like, "Oh, I've got an audition for Wentworth," and I was like, "What? What is it?" They were like, "It's this trans guy," and I was like, "What?" And I called my agent, and I was like, "Can I audition for this?" And they were like, "Oh no, I think they want to see you for a role a bit later on. She comes in later in the season." And I was like, "No, no, no, I want to audition for this one." And they were like, "I think you're too young. I just don't think they're interested." And I was like, well, "Do they know I'm trans? And can I just fucking have a go? Like, just send me the audition and I'll just do it. And if they like it, great." And then just hustled my way in, and worked really hard. Got a call back, did it with Kate. All the other people in the running were cis women, um, in the callback, I mean. Um, and I got it.
I
Thank
can't
God.
imagine you reading the script. You're like, make out with Kate Box. Next one, make out with Kate Box. Does it get much better
Yeah.
than this? This is pretty cool. What
Lot
was
of
it?
making out. Lot of making out. Yeah.
We didn't do that right. Let's try it again. Now let's do it this way. But what was it like working with such an iconic group of women? I mean, we in the States, we're just every time we go to a convention, we're always in awe that there's such talent in Australia, and not a lot of people know these amazing actors over here. And what is it
Yeah.
about? We're just so amazed that you guys aren't over here doing. You got so much crap over here. It's like, when are you guys going to come over here and
Yeah.
show the talent? It's not the. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And I mean, like a lot of people in this country are trying to get over there, but also like a lot of people aren't. Like a lot of people, would take a job if it came, but also are pretty happy here.
You're
Like
happy there, yeah.
it's a nice place. And the jobs aren't as big or as good, I would say, but Australia is really nice.
Okay.
And I kind of like to move between the two. Like that's my ideal world.
Come to the States
Um,
quite often.
yeah, I was there for 6 months of last year doing Marvel, and I'll be back next year doing some other stuff. And so I probably will spend like ideally a quarter of every year in the States and no more. No offense.
Yeah,
I
it's an
just
acquired
got it
taste.
pretty good here. We got it pretty good here.
So you're just such a pillar in the trans community. Is that kind of your do you hope to take only trans roles, or do you hope to kind of branch out, and are you trying to be a voice for, I mean, you do such a good job, and I know a lot of people look up to you, and I remember when I was your age, I'm assuming you're in your early 20s. When I was in my early 20s, I was a mess. I was all over the place. And to see your maturity at such a young age is just very inspiring to someone like me. And I know a lot of people just look up to you, all you've accomplished, and all of the future is just, the sky is the limit, and it's very inspiring. And what are your future goals? What are your plans? You just take one script at a time? Have you thought ahead? You have any? Do you hope to be a giant voice for people?
That's really lovely to say. Thank you. I don't like think about it so much, I think. Like I feel like in terms of I feel like the being a voice thing and the acting thing are obviously interlinked, but also quite different for me. And, you know, I feel like I don't plan how to be a voice. It's just like when something arises, like when something in the world arises, I go, oh, well, I don't know how to not say something. It's just not in my
Right.
DNA to
Yeah.
not say something. Um, and yeah, and I think I could do better at learning what sometimes the most effective way to do that is, because sometimes I respond with my hot head. But I'm learning to go like, actually, what's going to make people listen. Um, and then in terms of acting and like what yeah, again, I mean, I don't really think too far ahead. I'm just like, I have things that I want to do. Like I have kinds of roles that I'd like to play. And their transness is almost entirely irrelevant. Like, you know how in Talk to Me, it's like, I'm a trans person playing the role, but it has fucking nothing to do with the story.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of the world that I'm interested in now. I think I've played quite a few trans roles where it's like, in Wentworth, where it's like all Reb could talk about was being trans, and that's great. But I also am interested in things where it's like it's a part of the story, but it's by no means the whole story. It's just something like, oh, they have blue eyes, they have tan skin, they are trans, like it's just another thing that informs the character as opposed to like drives the story. Um and yeah, so I guess just kind of existing in that world of character is where I'm excited to get to, and where I think the world is slowly getting to. Like I'm auditioning for a lot of just boys, like just guys, where the gender is just, I think people are just going like, oh, this is written as a guy, but nothing about it besides the fact that his name is Max. tells us he's a guy. So this could be played by anyone, which I think is exciting.
So you go by non-binary trans masculine, is that
Mhm.
by?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of both. Yeah. I just never feel, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I feel both of those things all the time. Like, like I'm neither a boy or a girl, but I'm definitely more to one side of things than the other.
Sure.
So it's
And you
kind
just
of
had
like,
top surgery recently.
yeah, I did. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. It's been fucking life changing.
Feel like a
Yeah.
weight kind of has been lifted.
Literally and figuratively.
I'm
Yeah.
hearing,
It's
I
been,
have trans friends and they're wonderful people, and that's what they say is
yeah.
aiming for the testosterone. And you see all these TikTok
Yeah.
videos of this is my life, 1 month on T, 6 months on T, and
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
crazy.
It's real like I just didn't think it's just wild how much something affects you every day. Like I used to just be like, oh my God, I just can't wait to get out of bed and just put a t-shirt on instead of having to put a binder on and put a t-shirt on. These binders fucking suck. Like they're so uncomfortable. It's like having somebody
Here,
just like wrap like a corset around your ribs. So life's just so much easier. Like going to the beach is so much easier. Um, it's really great. No complaints.